Welcome back for another video. Today we're going to be talking about the Dolphins at the Niners. If you didn't see the video from earlier, it was the Titans at the Eagles. Make sure you check that out after this one is over. But first, let's get into Dolphins at 49ers. This is going to be a fun one, right? There's a lot of connections when you talk about these teams. The student is going back to San Fran to take on the teacher and Kyle Shanahan, right? Mike McDaniel against Kyle Shanahan. This is going to be a great matchup. Obviously, Jeff Wilson Jr., Raheem Mostert, also from San Fran. They are now in Miami, and both these offenses are loaded. I mean, absolutely loaded with talent all over the place in the backfield at wide receiver. It's crazy the kind of talent that are on these offenses, and both these defenses are pretty damn good. So this here should be one of the best games of the week. We have quite a few really good games this week. This is definitely going to be one of them. And look, the Dolphins are coming off a dominant win against the Texans. They were able to pull their starters out midway through the third quarter, which if you watched our video talking about the Dolphins game last week, I let you know they were probably going to be sitting most of the second half. Like, yeah, I think any real NFL fan that pays attention to these games knew that that was going to be the case. And look, the Texans started getting rolling at the end, but the Dolphins started putting a little bit of their starters back in and put that game away at the end. But coming in here against the 49ers, look, both these teams were dominant. The 49ers also 13-0, right? It was a hard-fought game there against the Saints, but they got it done. A shutout in the NFL is very hard to come by. I think that's the third one this season. And again, hard to come by, but we're seeing a lot of really good defensive football this year in the NFL. And the 49ers are probably the best defense in the NFL. You know, there are definitely a couple teams you could put in that discussion with them, but the 49ers have made their case most weeks that they probably have the best defense in the NFL. And they got it done again. And that's why this game is going to be so interesting, because we've seen Miami, sometimes the defense shows up, sometimes the defense gives up a bunch of points. And the 49ers, again, have a bunch of talent on offense. They can hang a bunch of points on the Dolphins, but can the Dolphins stop the 49ers offense? That's going to be the real question in this game. And it's which coach do you trust the most? Like, is there really a big discrepancy when you talk about offense against offense, defense against defense, special teams against special teams? These teams are so evenly matched compared to the kind of teams that they've been playing. It's really hard to narrow it down and come up with something that you think is really going to be a difference maker. But at the end of the day, I like Mike McDaniel, and I like what he's been doing with this Dolphins team. I think their offense is one of the hardest in the NFL to stop. But I think there are teams out there that have put things on tape to be able to slow down the 49ers offense, even with all the weapons that they have. Because it's how do you mess with Jimmy G? And I think the Dolphins will dial it up and be able to do it. I think they'll be able to do a good enough job against the run in this game and be able to slow them down just enough and hold them off just enough. I'm not saying the Dolphins will be perfect. They're not going to dominate this game. I think this is going to be a little bit of a shootout, right? I think the Dolphins are going to put up more than 30 points for the fifth straight game. And I think the 49ers are going to put up 20-something points in this game. But at the end of the day, as you can tell, I think the Dolphins come out on top. And again, I think this is going to be a wonderful game. I cannot wait to watch this game. But I have the Dolphins winning, and I would love to know what you think about this game, what you think is going to happen, who you think is going to win. You let me know down in the comments. Don't forget to hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe, and we'll see you for the next video.